For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ian Wishart. I'm the MLA here in Portage. And we've all had, all of the MLAs and ministers have had a very long day between a breakfast fundraiser and a little time spent at a caucus meeting. And then, of course, a couple of events over at Ag Days, which is all going on in Brandon. And for some, there was also a tour around Portage here a little while ago. And now we're going to do a couple of things. First off, it's my privilege to introduce some of my colleagues from the Manitoba Legislature. And I'll ask them to wave their arm or something like that, because almost everybody's standing anyway. Minister Cliff Cullen, Minister of Development, over there. Minister Blaine Pedersen, Minister of Infrastructure and a Elm Creek boy. Minister Eileen Clark, Minister of Indigenous Affairs. Eileen. Minister Heather Stephenson, Minister of Justice. Minister Ron Schuler, Minister of Crowns. Where are you, Ron? And Minister Cameron Friesen, Minister of Finance.
Way back to you.
Way back to you. Stand up, please, Cameron. And we also have with us today MP Candace Bergen. Candace, thank you. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce someone that really in Portage doesn't need to be introduced. Many of you know Premier Pallister as well, or better than I. You often know him from different things, because he's done a lot of different things in his lifetime. Some of you know him as a curler, and you know how competitive he can be in that. Some of you know him as a basketball player, and you know how tall he can be in that. And some of you know him as a baseball player, and you know how much he's engaged in that, how competitive he can be, but how he's very much a team player. And Brian has done what some people said was never doable here in Manitoba. He took a group of MLAs who had been in opposition virtually forever, for 17 long years, and he made a team out of that group. And he not only made that group into a team, but he went out and found probably the best bunch of MLAs we've ever seen here in Manitoba, and the most MLAs we've seen here in 100 years in any one party. 40 elected progressive conservative MLAs, something that people said could never happen here in the province. So most of you know Brian going back into his business days here in the community, his time with the Chamber, which I know he'll probably reference as well, and all of the things that he's done for the community. And most people would be really proud if they'd done any one of those things. And he has done all of those things. He's made a difference here in Portage, in the province, and I can tell you he's making an impact nationally. So we're very proud to welcome our leader and our Premier of Manitoba, Brian Pallister.
The team did it. The team got that facility over there going, and the team developed this, and these are things that stand as examples, wonderful examples of the kinds of things the community can do when they work together. And it's such an honor to be here and with you today. Some of you I've known for far too long. Others I've just had the chance to meet tonight. But we're all situated in the most beautiful community, the most beautiful province, the most beautiful country in the world, and it's our 150th birthday. So let's hear it for Johnny Mitchell. I can't help but reminisce a wee bit tonight, and if I could, I would like to, I want to say a special greeting because I see Candace Bergen is here, and I must say, Candace, you're just a tremendous member of Parliament, and we're all so proud of you. Two things, I guess. First of all, the word team was used, and I think that is an important thing to always remember. And I wanted to offer congratulations to Johnny Mitchell and Deanna. I know they're here, and I know there are others as well in our community who are going to be inducted into the Softball Hall of Fame here in a few weeks' time. And I think that's tremendous, and I think it speaks tremendously well for our traditions as a sports community and our sports team. So John, congratulations and thank you. Learned a lot through teamwork, and so I also can't help but reminisce a little bit about the reason that Esther and I decided to get involved in politics in the first place. And that was back as a consequence, sometimes life throws you curveballs, and what's that thing about lemons and lemonade? You know where I'm going here. We lost our Air Force Base. We lost our Campbell Soup Plant. And the Chamber of Commerce, which I was at that time, Bev Edmondson, who's wonderful president of the Chamber, was leading our chamber at that time, and I was the vice president. And we knew as a community that we had to do something, and the Chamber of Commerce took the lead in forming a team, and we brought together elected people municipally, which is important and critical, provincially and federally, and built a team. And by gosh, we've got a wonderful facility, don't we, south of town here? And let's thank the folks that are here today from Southport Aerospace for being here and for staying here. And that teamwork is what allowed us to make a difference in terms of convincing McCain's to expand their operations and create a lot more jobs for us that give people the opportunity to stay in this community, work here, and prosper. That's wonderful, right? And we thank them for that. And there may even be more announcements coming up in the future on things like that, which will be encouraging to us here in central Manitoba as well. So I'm very excited about that. And I say that happens not because of one person ever, but it happens because you build a team of people that work together side by side. And so if any of you here tonight are not members of the Portage District Chamber of Commerce, and you're in this area, you should be. You should join. You should belong. Because the organization is strong, and it's stronger with you in it. So please do. Please join the Chamber of Commerce. It's a wonderful thing, an important thing for the communities that have a viable Chamber of Commerce or business association of some type. They move ahead. They advance. They progress. And that's what we want, all of us want our community to do here. It's what I want the province to do as well. And so I won't, as a former Chamber of Commerce president, be at all partisan in saying this. I believe that we have a province that has far greater potential than has been developed thus far. I believe there are tremendous possibilities for Manitoba. I think there are great things for us on the horizon, but only if we always remember that we get more done working side by side than we ever will in separate silos. And that's true of governments too. So what we're doing so far in our first half year is we've lowered taxes to leave more money in the households of Manitobans because we believe Manitobans are the best developers of our future economy. We've raised the basic personal exemption, meaning we don't start taxing as soon. We moved it up more than every other province because we believe that low-income families should have the opportunity to thrive and prosper and find their dreams here. And you know where I come from, so you know I have a little bit of motivation that way. I remember walking from my grandparents' place on 6th Street Southeast over to the Portage Collegiate with my equipment bag, which was a co-op paper bag. I remember doing that. I remember trying out for the PCI trotters with runners I had worn all summer to stack bales with. It didn't have a lot of grip. I remember doing those things, and so people say Pallister's got a nice house and he's forgotten where he's come from. I remember where I come from. I'll never forget where I come from. I know where I come from. I come from Portage and Prairie, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. We are really, really excited about a number of initiatives we got going, but you can go on the website and you can have a look, and I encourage you to do that, and I encourage you to give us input and advice. You know, we did an outreach exercise last fall, pre-budget preparation exercise, and we asked Manitobans for their input, and by gosh, we got over 20,000 people participating. It's a record in Canada. A record. Over 20,000 people, including over 6,000 frontline civil servants. And I know one thing for sure. In the private sector, your organization can't be big at the top and small at the bottom. It can't be small in the front line. You've got to prove, and all the time, in the private sector you do that to keep your company competitive, or you lose business and you go out of business. But in government it's not always the same. In fact, quite often it's very different. It gets too big at the top. So over the last 8 years there's been 4 times as much hiring middle management and up as there has been on the front line. And that's going to change. It has to change. Can't afford it. The front line is where it's at. It's So we're gonna squish the top of our organization down. Can't look like a water tower, too big at the top. It's gotta be more like a pyramid, maybe even a flattering pyramid. That's the organizational change we have to make in Manitoba, so that we can reduce taxes, so we can improve frontline services. And you know where I come from. I come from a family that's half private sector farmers and small business people, and kind of half civil servants and teachers and things like that, like most of us. We're a mixed bag of people. It's a diverse economy. I'm not knocking the public sector saying I think it can be run better. Because I tell you what, 6,000 civil servants gave us advice. You know what the most common piece of advice was? What I just told you. That's what frontline civil servants are telling us. Streamline, knock down the silos, and make the organization work better. Deliver services better, at lower cost. Why not? That's what we have to do. So we've made some progress on that front. And after too many years of debt and growing our debt, doubling our debt in the last 6 years, and the fastest tax increases in Canada, it's about time that we realize we're taxed to the max. We can't just keep going to people and jacking up their taxes and thinking we're doing something. We can't keep passing on our deficits to young people who are here with us tonight. We can't keep passing on those debts to them. That's not sustainable, it's not fair, it's not right, it's not ethical. So we've got to get our finances fixed, and that's our goal. But we can improve our services too, and that's our second goal. And then we can build our economy, that's our third goal. Well, the government doesn't build the economy, you do. And so we need to partner. And we're gonna focus our economic strategies. We're working with the Manitoba Chamber and the Winnipeg Chamber and the Business Council to develop an economic strategy for the province of Manitoba, and it's already starting to work. Because we're focusing on the things we do best. We have competitive advantages here in Manitoba. I mean, there's a reason I wasn't a jockey. And I did play basketball. I have competitive advantages, and I had to use them to find my way. And I did. The Portage and Prairie, Manitoba, have competitive advantages that we can use. We have diverse populations. We have incredible linguistic skills. We have low-cost hydro. We have skilled, motivated people with the best work ethic in the country of Canada. And by the way, I am not in Costa Rica. This is not a holographic image. I missed one day due to illness in the last 5 years, and it was the front page of the Free Press. Geez, I like the Free Press. You know, fake news is easy, real journalism is hard. Yeah, anyway, whatever. So we've got great opportunities, we have great potential. And I guess I would just end by saying the theme I want to get across today is one we already know, but we need to be reminded periodically. We know that teams work better. Teams work best. That's what built this community, that's what built this province, that's what's going to build it in the future a lot better. No more silos, no more blaming each other either. We've got to work together, all of us, hand in hand. We do that. I like to compete. Brad Wall knows we're gaining on him. Everybody else is going to know it too. In the next 4 years, we're going to make Manitoba the most improved province in Canada, bar none. And in the next 8 years, people will say that is the Manitoba miracle. And it'll be because of you. Thank you.